Okay, all right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here. Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Vayeshev, unbelievable. It's almost Erev Chanukah. Wow, unbelievable. And another beautiful day here in Eretz Yisrael. Unbelievable. Yesterday we had such rain, the Gishmei Bracha. Wow. Wow. It's just remarkable to just experience the bracha. We daven for things and you see the brachas of Hashem. It's unbelievable. I mean, the whole Masechta Tainus is about when there's a drought, right? The whole Masechta Tainus is all about drought. There's a drought. What do? We have to fast, right? All the things. When you have rain like that, wow! The Gishmei Bracha, unbelievable. Baruch Hashem.
Somebody told me
that
Israel has the most amount of rain and the least amount of time of any country.
Oh, really?
Period of rain.
Yeah, the most around. Yeah. Oh wow! I'll tell you, I was outside yesterday. I think I can agree with that. Yeah, there was only one other place that I was at. It rained like that so quick. Was when I was upstate New York, in the Catskills.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
All of a sudden, like, like out of nowhere.
I'm not instructed to vouch for that because in 3 days we got 60 inches of rain in Houston, and that's what flooded my house.
Oh wow, 60 inches of rain. Wow. Okay. All right, let's learn. Baruch Hashem. Learning Likutey Halachos. What a beautiful thing that opportunity to learn Likutey Halachos. We're learning Hilchos Birchas Hamazon. We're learning the laws of Bentching. We're in Halacha Gimel, which is 3. Today we're up to Tes Zayin, which is 16. And today we're going to learn the time. What is the time that you're supposed to light the Chanukah menorah? What's the time? When do you do it? When do you light it? So we learned yesterday about how many candles you light, right? Ner Ishu Beisai, we said, is the basic mitzvah. Ner Ishu Beisai, right? 1 candle for 1 house, right? And then we said Mahadrin is where each person in the house lights 1 candle. That was Mahadrin. And then we said Mahadrin, Mina Mahadrin, is where you light Maisiv V'Hoylech, right? In other words, you light on the first night you light 1, on the second night you light 2, and so on and so forth, like we do. Okay?
Each person kind of suggests the spouse too. When you say each person in the house, the wife is also in the house.
On Mahadrin, if they were lighting 1, then perhaps the wife would light also. Okay, perhaps, but we don't do that. So it's irrelevant because we don't do 1 candle. We don't do the Mahadrin. It's amazing. This is one of the only mitzvahs that probably 99.99% of Jews do Mahadrin, Mina Mahadrin, in some way, shape, or form. Right? They're all going to light Maisiv V'Hoylech every night. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. This is the last mitzvah Chazal gave us. And we do it to the best of our ability. It's wonderful. Truly, truly wonderful. Okay, so today we're going to learn. Now we learned the idea of based on the benching, right? The 3, where you have the idea of the central point, right? Remember yesterday we were learning that there's the central point, which is the tzaddik, and then you have the students, the students of the tzaddik. That's the second one, and then which they can discuss things between themselves. And the third one is when you speak yourself to Hashem. That's the 3 points. Right? That's what we're learning about. Why again? All of this came about because we're learning about why there's a mezumin. Why do you have this idea of 3? That's where this is all about coming about. So Nassim took us on a nice tangent right in time for Chanukah. So it's great, right? It's really great, right? We couldn't have it better than this, right? Now we're learning today. Zebechinas mitzvahs ner Chanukah, so 16. Mishas yitzias hakaychavim ad shetichla regel min hashuk. Okay, so the Gemara says, and there's only about 3 pages about Chanukah in the Gemara. It's very interesting, right? Purim got a whole Masechta Megillah, but Chazal has very little, very little on Chanukah, right? It's actually amazing, right? They were But okay, whatever. There's many reasons why. The Rambam speaks about it, but whatever. Okay, that's not for now. So the Gemara says like this: when he is supposed to light, when the time of Yitzias Mishas Yitzias Kacham, when the stars come out, you have the stars. You see the stars till the people stop walking in the street. Tichla regel menashuk. In other words, you want to light it again. This was talking about in the time where there were no street lights and there were no. Again, when there was a certain time, people would walk and then they would be home. They couldn't see; it was dark, right? So that's what the Gemara says, right? You understand that, right? When's the time? From the time you see the three stars, like when Shabbos goes out, you see the three stars, right? Until till the time of people stop walking. Okay. Yitzias hakaychavim zeh bechinatz matzdikei harabim kakaychavim. The idea. What is the idea of the stars coming out? The beginning is of the times of the stars. Matzdikei harabim kakaychavim. How do you translate that in English? Matzdikei harabim kakaychavim. The students of the derech, the working on the derech of Hashem, right? On the rabbim, they are compared to stars. Okay, the Jewish people are compared to stars. What do you call it? When Avram Avinu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took Avram Avinu and he lifted him up and he told him to look down. And he said, can you count the stars? And he said, Kayiyeh zaracha. So too will your children be like the stars. So we're called stars. Isn't that great? You're a star. Isn't that great? We're stars.
A star was born.
A star. Yes. Hainu Ara Nekuda is that the same way the star is lit and it has light, the star gives off light. We all have light. The Nekuda. Sheim Mechinetz Matzdikei Arabim. Ki al Yodam Nechnasem El Kedusha. Through the light, through that point, we can all come into Kedusha. So again, he's taking the idea of the Gemara, saying that when can you light the menorah? From the time the stars come out. Why? Because you're a star. Because you're a star. And because you're a star and you have your light, so your light is going to be able to give the light out to the world. That's why they're called dots again. We said based on the vowel, the malupim, right? We have the vav, the line, and the dot, right? The vowel, malupim, right? Remember the malupim, right? We got that now. We studied about many times, right? That's the ones that go ooh, right? It has and the dot in the middle. So the dot, we said, is compared to the tzaddik, like a star is a tzaddik, like the Torah is compared. Okay. Matzdikei arabim zeu kaychavim bechinas kaych ve'ar. The stars give out their light. Because that point lights up. Bechinas or zarua la tzaddik. You know when we take out the Torah on Yom Kippur, right? Before we take the Torah, before we do Kol Nidre, or zarua la tzaddik yishrei leiv simcha, right? Or zarua la tzaddik, right? That's where we know those words from, right? Or zarua la tzaddik, or zarua, the light portrays from the tzaddik.
You have to only say 7 times or 3 times?
Well, it depends in shul. Sometimes they say it more than 7 times. Sometimes they say
numerous times.
Numerous times. There you go. Excellent. Numerous. Very good. You're right.
They say it takes it.
Yeah. And then sometimes they say it more. It's good. Okay. V'zeu ad shetichla regel min hashuk ki kishalev meshuka b'charofos dahainu b'tayvos. Because when the heart, we say till the people finish walking in the street, right? He's saying now, why is that? When the heart is so covered up and is steeped. The heart is so steeped in its embarrassment. What's that?
Yeah.
Steeped.
Sunken in disgrace.
Steeped. Isn't that the same idea? Steeped. Shekua means to be steeped in. Steep.
Yeah, they translate shrunken.
No. Steeped. It's more than sunken. B'charofa is the hainu b'taivus. The heart's involved in all of its its immorality, all its desires, its lusts. Zeh bechinas ragleo yoredes moves. That's the idea that the feet take the person to death. The guy runs to death. He's running to death. When we make a siyum, we say we go to the chayil and that's we go to the olam haba, and they go to the ber shachas. Right? They're running to the ber shachas. We're running. They're running. That's what we're saying. That's the feet. Right?
Why is it compare the pedestrian disappearing from the street to the heart being?
Because they're in the street. They're in the street.
No, they're not in the street. It says until the pedestrians
Till the pedestrians finish in the street.
Yeah.
Because they're in the street. They're in the tivus. They're not inside. They're out there. That's what he means. That they're out there.
And we can light until they disappear from the street?
No, you're going to see. Let's continue. Va'al yedei or anekuda nispateles shviras leiv shu bechina sitra demaisa. So that's why now we're going to connect the two. When the star, from the time the star comes out, that's the light that lights up your heart till the stars can't be seen anymore, or whatever, they're not detected anymore. Then you're stuck again. You need the light in order to cover up the embarrassment of the heart. That's why you're supposed to light right away. You don't wait, right? This is one of the mitzvahs. You don't light. You light right away. You don't procrastinate, right? As soon as you can light the candles. Right? Because again, I want to get the light and I want it to go into my heart so I can be affected when I see the light. See, the problem, we learned this concept. Let's go over. We have this concept of the soiled garments. The soiled garments are always there, and they cause us to have to be unsensitized, not to feel the sensitivity of a mitzvah, right? Two people can be involved in the same mitzvah. One guy's, wow, this is amazing. And the other guy's like, I don't know this guy. I don't know what he sees in this. I don't know. No. Why? They're both Jews. They both have souls. They both come from holy places. They're great. They're both great. Oh, one guy has his soiled spiritual garments that he didn't intend to. And the other guy tended to his soiled spiritual garments. So he removed those barriers that was holding him away, holding him back from seeing the beauty in the mitzvah. Right? You understand, right? Yeah. All right, so let's plug it in here. So when you have the light of the star, and you understand the light, and I realize I understand how special I am, and I feel good that I have this mitzvah to do, right? And I'm preparing for my mitzvah, I'm doing these things. So then I want to take advantage of doing that and then enjoy the mitzvah. But I don't want to wait too long till after it gets later, till the people stop walking, then I get stunk, then I start feeling bad. Wait a second. I was supposed to light the menorah, but I didn't. And then you let all the stuff the guy starts getting depressed again. Right? I know I'm supposed to light it right away. Oh, but now it's late and I didn't get to light it. See, I missed the boat. And he feels bad about it. You understand? That's what he's trying to say. You see, you feel bad and all that stuff comes up again. He gets all that stuff up all again in the heart. It doesn't cover up to be able to feel the beauty of the mitzvah. When you do this the right way, you take the feet that were stuck with the sitra achra, with the other side, and you lift them up to the kedusha. So I can use my feet to run to kedusha instead of running for all the other nonsense. Right? The guy runs to the movies, the guy runs to the stadium, this guy's running to the bowling alley, this guy's running to here, he's running there, they're running everywhere. But to what they're supposed to. I take myself away, remove myself from that, so that my feet can run to the base of medrash. Like David HaMelech said, I had meetings all day long, and every morning he had his ledger, he had his meetings, right? He had his meetings. He said, but what was I supposed to do? My feet took me to the base medrash. That's what David HaMelech said. I'm just trying to give you examples of what we're trying to say here. His feet took him to the, that's what he said. My feet took me to, because he had his feet were connected to Kedusha. So his feet took him to the base of Medrash. You got it? It's nice? Beautiful. Right? Okay, I'm just trying to bring some other things in so we could make the, okay. V'zeu, ad shetichla rechiel min hashut. That's what it means until they stop walking in the street, because then the person again, the feet. Why the feet? Because again, the feet. I want to take the feet away, my feet away from what involved in all of the impure things, and I want to bring it into the side of purity. Okay, ki al yedei ora nekuda nisbatel chiyusam, through the light, I can be mevatel, I can nullify the chiyus of the impurity. Again, we said when you have light, that's why we're using the idea of the koicha, the star. The star is shines, a shining star. Know the way they say about a star? What do they say about a star? A shining star, right? The star has light. Light puts out darkness. Impurity is darkness. I need the star. Because I connect my heart to the light, to the nekuda, the star, which is connected again to the tzaddik. When I connect my heart to the teachings of the tzaddik, and when I connect my heart to the tzaddik himself, when I connect my heart to the burial place of the tzaddik, where it can move me, where I can feel moved, and it can cover up all of the embarrassment of the heart to bring some light in there. How do I cover up the embarrassment of bringing light in there? The light puts out the darkness. Right? They say if you go into a dungeon, right? You're in a dungeon, you have a matchbook with you, right?
Right.
You have matches with you, right? It's pitch black. It's pitch black. I just need one little light, one match. Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's only a little light. Because there's so much darkness, I only need a little bit of light to be able to see. So too, the person may have a lot of darkness in the heart. He just needs a little bit of light from the star. I realize I am a star. I have light. He just needs that little bit of light. So do it right away. Don't procrastinate. Do it right away. Got it? Okay. 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 Yemei Chanukah hem yemei tefillah v'haidah. Right? We said the whole idea of Chanukah is right to pray and to give thanks to Hashem. You know something? Chanukah is the Jewish Thanksgiving. Did you know that? Chanukah is the Jewish Thanksgiving. Yeah, we're giving thanks to Hashem. We're appreciating Hashem. We're giving hodah to Hashem. They established the 8 days of Chanukah, to give thanks and praise to Hashem. That's the whole point of Chanukah. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, where are you going to get the ability to be able to praise and thank Hashem? When you let the light in your heart. When you let the light in your heart to cover up all of the embarrassment of the heart, then you can then pray. Because you're then cleaning up the soiled garments, which is it's a whole package. So then it allows you to appreciate the time that you have. It allows you to appreciate the holiday. Shemeirim P Yedaber Chochmais, as we said before, P Malchus. Malchus P, the mouth. Mouth is Malchus. P Yedaber Chochmais, my mouth will speak wisdom. What's wisdom? How do you speak wisdom? Praising and thanking Hashem. Okay? El Halev Kemevoya B'Maimer Hanal, as it's written in lesson 34, V'zel Bechinas Tefillah, Ayin Sham Zeh Heitev. Okay. Ubishvil Zeh, Koyrim Parshas Miketz B'Chanukah. Okay, next week, every year, pretty much, except for, it's very seldom that we don't read Parshas Miketz on Chanukah. Okay? Parshas Miketz is a very special parsha. Why? Hello? Guys, why is Parshas Miketz a very special parsha? Yosef becomes the viceroy. Right? He gets lifted out from the dungeon, from the jail that he was put in this week. He was put in the jail. Right? This week he was put into the jail.
Right. Next week he gets this.
It's fascinating. Yosef's in the jail, and he sees the Sarah Mashkim and the Sarah Oifim, and he says to them, hey guys, I see you don't look too happy today. Could you imagine that? He's in the jail too. They're all in jail. And it wasn't, a country club jail. Like they have, the federal penitentiary. Those.
You heard about the hostages.
Yeah.
One of them would try to, lift up the other ones.
No, I understand. No, right? No, of course, no. But he was in jail.
Yeah.
But he looks at these guys. He says, "You don't look good today." His whole salvation came about because he recognized somebody else didn't seem good that day. Isn't that amazing? He could have just walked by. You ever think of that, David? Did you ever think of that? He could have just walked by. He was. They made him the like the warden, right? So he was on a little better, But he would always, Yosef would always get involved and take care of whatever they had to do. He would always work with them, even though he was a man of stature, in the jail. Right? Amazing. But Parshas Miketz, he had to stay. Yosef stays in jail for 2 more years, right? He was in jail for 10. He had to stay another 2 years. Why? Because he said to the Sar HaMashkim, don't please mention me to Pharaoh. Mention me to Pharaoh. And he put his trust in man.
Someone else, yeah.
He put his trust in somebody else. It's amazing. It's amazing. But Chanukah is where Yosef gets taken out of the pit. His feet get lifted out. And he gets brought up to be the viceroy. And that's the right word to use, right? Viceroy, that's the right word to use? Viceroy? Yeah? Okay.
Like the second. Yeah.
Second in command.
Yeah.
Vice president. Okay. I guess in today's day, right? We would say the vice president? No? What?
That should be not the vice president.
No? Oh, okay.
No, Kamala Harris.
She's not the vice president.
She was.
Oh, she was. Okay.
That was when it was dark.
Okay. Ki zois ha-parsha medaberes me-Yosef ha-tzadik shezocha liyos melech bechinas Yosef hu ha-shalit. Yosef, he's the ruler. Yosef's the ruler. V'chol b'nei Yisrael boyu elav. And all of the Jewish people came to him. Ki kulam tzrichen lekabo mimenu. Because everyone needs to accept from Yosef. He's the tzaddik yesod olam. Even though Yaakov Avinu was a big tzaddik, right? Yaakov Avinu. And the Shvatim were all tzaddikim. But they all had to still, Yosef was the tzaddik. The Torah says Yosef ha-tzaddik. Right? So they all had to come to him to benefit from him being the tzaddik. Yosef had 2 dreams in the parsha. One dream, he has a dream that they're gathering the wheat, the straw, whatever they're gathering, and they have their sheaves. Sheaves, I think that's the right word to use. Sheaves, right? Alumos, okay, whatever, they're sheaves. And then all the sheaves gathered around Yosef, and they all bowed down to him. Okay. The second dream, he says, there's a sun, there's a moon, and then there's the 11 stars, and they all bow down to me. So what's the difference in the 2 dreams? In the first dream with the sheaves, it's a sheaves. It's not Yosef. It's the sheaves. It's not the brothers. The sheaves are bowing down to him. In the second dream, the sun and the moon and the star, the brother, they are bowing down to him. So what's the difference? The first time the brothers came down to Mitzrayim to get food from Yosef while he was the ruler, they did not know he was the ruler. So that's why in the first dream, it's not the sun and the moon, it's only the 10 sheaves, because those are the brothers came down.
Right.
the brothers came down, right? And they bowed, but they didn't know it was him. But the second time, Yaakov came down with Bilhah. Yaakov came down with Bilhah. And they all bowed down to Yosef with the brothers. That's the second dream. Yaakov Avinu didn't understand. Yaakov Avinu got upset at Yosef, and he said to Yosef, "Hey, what kind of dream are you having here, where your mother is going to be?" He understood. Yaakov Avinu understood he was the son, and Yaakov Avinu understood that Rachel was the moon. But what Yaakov Avinu did not realize was that Bilhah took the place of Rachel. Right? Bilhah took the place of Rachel. And Bilhah was supposed to be the one that had the 2 extra tribes. Was supposed to come from Bilhah. But Reuven thought it was a good idea to stop Yaakov from having children with Bilhah. He thought it was a good idea. Right? That's why Reuven is all worried when Yosef is not in the pit. He's worried. No one else is worried. He's worried. He came back. He went to look for him. He came back. He tears his garments. He's crying. Why? He thought, wait a second, I stopped Yaakov Avinu, my father, from having the 2 other tribes with Bilhah. But I thought it was going to come through Yosef, because Yosef is from Rachel, connected with Bilhah, right? But now he's gone. So now he tore his garments. He's crying because he can't now. How are the other 2 tribes going to come about? It's a lost opportunity. It's amazing. It's amazing. Really, it's amazing, right?
I think I lost something there.
Why did you lose?
One, Benjamin didn't go down there with him, right?
Not the first time.
Not the first time. The second time he
Second time he did go down.
Right.
Benjamin didn't go down with him.
So are you talking about the 2 tribes, which actually Manasseh?
Ephraim and Manasseh became, like we said, is like Reuven and Shimon, right?
It's supposed to be originally, there's 12 tribes. There should be 14.
Should have been 14, and it was 14. It turned out to be 14 because Yaakov Avinu said, "Okay, these children are like my children, Reuben and Shimon." That's how you're 14. Then we have the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh. What's the matter? You don't get that?
What happened to Reuben and Shimon?
They're still tribes. They're part of the 14.
I thought we had 12.
We had 12, but then Ephraim and Manasseh was added, and it became 14.
Right.
In Parshas Vayigash, right? Yaakov Avinu blesses the Yosef, right? And that's when he switches the hands.
Right, but why is it in my brain that we only had 12 tribes?
Because there were 12 tribes that were born through Yaakov Avinu.
Yeah.
Okay? He had 6 born through Leah, 2 were from Bilhah, 2 from Zilpah, 2 from Rachel. That's how you have your 12.
Okay, and then. So as a Jewish community, why don't we say there are 14 then? Because if
there are 14.
No, it's bad. No, what happens is you have to look.
There's a chelik of Ephraim and Manasseh. They had a portion here in Israel too.
Why they say 12 now? Because you're looking at people who inherited the land. So Levi didn't inherit the land. And Yosef, there's no chelik of Yosef. It's Benjamin and Manasseh and Benjamin. Manasseh and Ephraim.
So it was the 12 tribes that were in Israel.
Look. There's altogether 14 tribes.
Right.
Okay, we only make reference to 12 of them, but there are 14. Okay. Let's go back to the lesson here. Let's go back to our lesson over here. Okay. The Chol B'nai Yisrael Bo Elav Ki Kulam Tzrichin Lekabel Mimenu, because they all have to accept from the tzaddik, from Yaakov Avinu, from Yosef. Ki Hu Bechinas Nekuda Kaileles, he is the Nekuda HaKaileles. Now here. Okay, V'zeh Bechinas V'yishtu V'yishkeru Imai. V'dosha B'seinu Zchon L'bracha Miyoyim Sheperesh Yosef Me'echav Loi Shosu Yayin. Okay, the Gemara says in Shabbos, in Kuf Lamed Tes, okay, on 139 on side A, that while Yosef was gone, the brothers didn't drink wine. When they got together with Yosef, it was the first time they drank wine again. Right? Remember when Yosef sat them down, they sat at a different table. It was very interesting when that happened, that the brothers didn't realize that Yosef was eating together with the brothers and he wasn't eating with the Egyptians. Right? If you think about it, they should have realized something was up. They should have realized, well, how come he, the big leader here, the president, the viceroy, he's eating with us? I mean, he's one of us, not one of them?
Why is he eating at the table with the kosher food?
Yeah. Why is he eating at our table? Yeah. But okay, that's okay. Okay. Ki ef shelishtais yayin ki im keshenis va'adim v'nis kapsim yachad kol b'nei Yisrael im Yosef atzadim. Because you can only drink wine when you're all gathered together, and we're as one with the tzaddik. Then we can all have wine. He's going to explain. When the nekuda, again, the star, the tzaddik is like the star, right? The star. We said we light the candles when the star comes out because it gives us the light in our heart. When we see the tzaddik, it gives us a light in our heart too, to show us what's really important. Okay? Hu HaShalit B'chol Yisrael. He's the rule. He rules all Jews because we said that the tzaddik's neshama is attached to all neshmas Yisrael, right? She'or is nisbat el cherpas halev, and that's again how we can nullify the embarrassment of the heart. Again, when you see the light comes into the heart, it nullifies the embarrassment. And then the wine can be wine that brings joy to the heart. Again, why does it make reference to the heart? Wine brings joy to the heart. When you drink wine for the right thing, when we take the kos and we make kiddush, and we fill up the kos of wine. We said there was 10 mitzvahs involved with a cup. Right? Wash the cup, dry the cup, make sure the cup is not dented, make sure the cup is pristine. We put drops of water into the cup. There are different things we do. And then we pick up the cup with our 5 fingers. We pick up the cup. We pick up the cup and we make that kiddush. That brings light. That mitzvah brings light into the heart. The wine, when I drink that wine, when I said, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu, Boirei Pri HaGofen, Hashem, you are the one that made this wine. That brings joy to my heart. Is that beautiful? And that's why when we make birchas hamazon, there's another mitzvah. Oh, you take a cup of wine. Oh, I take a cup of wine. It's interesting. When you shake your lulav, you don't take a cup of wine. When you put on your tefillin, you don't take a cup of wine. When you're putting on your talis and your tefillin, you don't need to have a cup of wine. Oh, when I'm benching, I need a cup of wine. Now that's during the week. Right? 10 people get together. We said it really with 3, but most of the time when it's 10 people, they'll take a cup of wine. Through birchas hamazon, again, when you're making those 3 blessings, right? The 3 blessings. The first blessing was established by Moshe Rabbeinu. Moses. The second bracha was established by Yeshua ben Nun, Joshua, Joshua. The third bracha of Bentching was established by David HaMelech, Sheleimah HaMelech, King David, and King Solomon. These were the three brachas. When you make those brachas, you're bringing light into your heart again. Then the wine is with holiness. You're not drinking to toast the new year. You're not doing all that nonsense. They sat and they drank with him. Because they got together with the tzaddik and they realized he's really someone special. They didn't understand. They didn't know who he was, but they knew that. But there was something. But they did something with this guy. We don't know what it is, but there was like a love-hate relationship. There was something there. They didn't know what it was. This guy, we don't know who this guy is. But they really did know who this guy was.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos of Simcha. Daven well. And therefore the wine is the orev, is like, so to say, the guarantor. I guess you could say the orev is like a guarantor. It's like that you'll be able to say the benching in the right way, and then you'll be able to make the bracha on the wine. So you noyagim k'may shamar b'seinu chen l'vracha v'искadashtem v'yisem kedoshim, as it says v'искadashtem, make yourself and be holy. Make yourself holy. Be holy. So niskadashtem is making the brachas of benching. V'yisem kedoshim is when I take the cup of wine and I am holy. You understand? Zeh shemen orev, haynu bechina shemen v'yayin. Shemen and wine is okay. The two specialties. Ki shemen hu bechina sara nekuda shel tzaddik. We learned that idea that the oil is shemen mishchas kodesh. We said the oil is connected to the tzaddik. We learned those lessons about that. Bechina shemen mishchas kodesh. Zel bechina shemen shel ner Chanukah. That's the idea of the oil of the ner Chanukah, of the lights of the candles. And then we're bringing that also during the year. The light of the candles during the year when we make Birchas Hamazon. Why? Because the wine and the oil are connected. Oil and wine are connected. In the Beis HaMikdash there was oil to light the menorah, and there were the wine libations on the altar. Right? So wine and oil were connected. Those were the two materials that we used in the Beis HaMikdash, right? They used oil to light the menorah, and they used the wine on all the sacrifices, the wine libations. You're familiar with that? Right? Okay. In order that way the light, the nekuda in while we make benching. So the benching, when you bench all year long, you're benching, and you're saying the brachas can give you the same light as your Chanukah candles. How do you like that? I can connect my heart again to the point which is the light. Kiner mitzvah Torah or. The Torah is the light. I can connect my heart to the light of Torah. In order to get for myself satiation. The 7 years of plenty. Because Yosef Atzadik was the one that was able to do this, to get rid of the embarrassment of the hunger, embarrassment of the heart, the cherpa of the hunger. Through the wine specifically. And again, the wine is such an important thing. You don't say shir, you don't say song, only with wine. Right? You don't say song, only with wine. Because the wine is connected to the heart. It says when you drink wine, and it brings a tikkun to the heart. It's amazing. It helps the heart. The wine can help the heart. It's amazing. V'yayin yismach leiv, right? V'yayin yismach leiv. The wine can bring joy to the heart, which is the opposite. Joy is the opposite of depression, of the embarrassment of the heart. I drink the wine from a koshel bracha, and the wine brings joy to the heart. Joy is the antidote to the depression, to the embarrassment, right? Joy is the opposite, right? The wine helps me be illuminated. Through, why is the wine special? Because again, it's through the birchas hamazon, through the benching, through the blessings. The blessings brings holiness to the wine. The blessings bring holiness to the wine. So that's why when you're benching, the guy's benching is holding the cup. He holds the cup while he's benching. He's bringing kedusha into the wine. You understand, right? You ever see the guy when he benches, he holds the cup. He holds the cup.
I didn't know why till now.
Yeah, because he's putting kedusha into the cup. He's infusing it. That's why you hold your cup when you make kiddush. You hold your cup again. You're infusing kedusha into the wine. Then when you drink the wine, it brings joy to your heart. You understand how it works? That's why you hold the cup.
Hold it the way you were just holding it.
That's the way you're supposed to hold the cup. That's the way you're supposed to hold the cup. Okay. Ve'al kein shiker muter levarech bebirchas hamazon. Bebechinas ve'yishtu ve'yishkeru imay daikas. Again, if a person is shikar, if he becomes a little bit drunk, he's still allowed to bench. He can bench. He can't daven. He can't daven. Right? If a person is inebriated, is that the word to say?
Yeah.
Inebriated. If a person's inebriated, so then he's not allowed to daven. Because again, davening you need das.
Right.
Right? You need that das. If a person's inebriated, he doesn't have his das. Right? But he can bench. The law is, if a person is inebriated, he could say birchas hamazon, but he can't daven. That's what it meant when the brothers sat down together with Yosef. They drank wine, they became drunk, but they still were able to bench. They couldn't pray, but they can bench. This is the idea why we give tzedakah on Chanukah. Big mitzvah to give tzedakah on Chanukah. Big mitzvah. How do you like that? We're learning all these things about Chanukah, Erev Chanukah. This is amazing, is it not? Come on. That's the idea that the tzaddik bestows and he gives. Because the ahava de kedusha is chesed. Ahava is connected to Avram Avinu, right? Ahava, chesed, Avram is chesed, right? The need of Avram Avinu is chesed. Ki ahava de kedusha, Avram Avinu is ahava de kedusha. Avram Avinu is chesed. He's connected to ahava de kedusha. Who bechinas chesed? He's the aspect of chesed. When you give chesed, when you do chesed, you're again connecting yourself to the tzaddik Avram Avinu, chesed. And then you want to connect yourself to Avram Avinu and Yosef HaTzadik. The love to do chesed, the love to be kind. Therefore, he always did. The tzaddik is always doing kindness for all. There's no good, only the tzaddik. When we connect ourselves to the tzaddik in us, that's good. When we connect ourselves to the tzaddik hadar, that's good. When we connect ourselves to the tzaddik yesod olam, that's amazing. That's awesome. That's good. There's ein toiv ela tzaddik. The Gemara in Chagiga says that. On Yud Beis, on the Gemara in Chagiga, on page 12 on the first side. V'bechinet tzaddik choyneim v'noiseh. V'zeh bechinet v'yichalkel Yosef es aviv v'es echav. And that's what it meant that Yosef gave shefa, he gave food, and he gave sustenance to his brothers and to his father. Therefore, in Chanukah, we're drawing again from this light. We're connecting to the Or Hagonas. We're connecting to that hidden light. The hidden light that's connected to the Chesed, that comes from the Yama Chachma, that becomes from that the highest place. Al Yodei Ner Chanukah, through the lighting of the candles. Shetor Bechinas HaNekuda, that lights this aspect of the Nekuda, this Nekuda of the Tzaddik, this Nekuda of the light, of the candle, Kiner Mitzvah Torah, or Eitzel Kol Echad Ve'echad Al Kein Marbim B'Tzedakah. Therefore we give more tzedakah because we want to connect ourselves to more Chesed. More Chesed connects us more to the Nekuda. So we give more tzedakah because we want to be more like a Goyim Chesed. The way the tzaddik is chaynim v'naisen. He bestows and he gives. And then we can all become this aspect of tzaddik chaynim that bestows and gives and gives and gives and gives. This is the end of this lesson. Baruch Hashem. It's just such a remarkable idea. I think we all understand now the importance of why when we bench we have 3. I think we understand now the importance of why when we bench we have a cup. We have a cup of wine. When we have at least 3, and especially when we have 10 or more, okay, we have a cup of wine. We understand the wine connects us to that Or HaNekuda. The Tzaddik connects us to the Or HaNekuda. And we have a new appreciation for benching. I hope so. And that's the whole point of this learning, to give us a new appreciation for benching. And the most important thing is when you bench, always look at the words. Seeing the words brings joy to the heart. The sight of the words can bring joy to the heart. I wish everyone, we should all have a beautiful Shabbos. Now, let's just learn halacha in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. And in Mirz Hashem, Erev Chanukah, we will start halacha Daled. Very exciting. I think so.
Question?
Yeah, sure.
When we talk about bringing the light into our heart, like when we light the candle and the stars are out, is there supposed to feel a connection there? I mean, does it just happen? Because
This is what's going on.
What's going on?
This is why the halacha
Whether I
is.
feel that way or not.
You're feeling it. Your neshama feels it.
Okay.
Learn a little bit of Torah so that you could feel it too.
Yes.
Again, your neshama is feeling it. It's experiencing it. Don't worry about it. Your neshama is experiencing it. If you want to feel a little bit more, you got to remove some of those soiled garments.
Right.
You got to cleanse them. How do you cleanse them? We learn through Torah in this lesson, okay?
Everything is learning Torah.
It's all about Torah. Okay, let's learn one halacha, please. Wow, this is amazing. I still can't believe how we got to learn all these things about Chanukah.
That's amazing.
Mamash Erev Chanukah. It's David, is that not awesome? Come on.
I'm overwhelmed because I haven't been doing a lot. Like, I just picked up my cup like regular. It's like...
No, when you pick up your cup, so you're supposed to pick up the cup actually with 2 hands.
Yeah.
2 hands, and then you put the cup into the 1 hand.
Yeah. I've never done that.
That's how you're supposed to do it. 2 hands, you don't just pick up the cup. Because it's going to be impossible to pick up the cup to hold it this way.
Right.
But if you pick up the cup with 2 hands, you could then put your hand underneath and hold the cup.
And I'm saying I'm so overwhelmed by all these little details that I never really knew much
Okay,
about.
well, again, when you go and you spend time with tzaddikim and you watch things, you see certain things. Then you learn to be, that's why he's doing that. Then you learn, that's why he's doing that. Yeah, okay? That's why Shimush tzaddikim is very, very important. To spend time with tzaddikim because you watch what they do, practically. Okay, let's learn, we're learning in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're in Siman Chav Tes, which is 29. Mida sheyargol bohen ha'odam esatzmai, the ways that a person should conduct himself. We're learning how you should be a yid. What are we up to? Yud Chet. Wow, Chai. Why you like that? Chai. This is what you can live by. Here we go. We're going to live by this premise. Here we go. You ready? Mi shechata chaverei kenegdai. Someone that had his friend did something wrong to him. Right? Someone did something wrong to somebody. V'loi ratza leichichai v'loi ledaber loi klum. Right? So a person wronged you, right? and you don't want to rebuke him. You don't want to say anything. But look at the next words. Umachalai belibai v'lai sitamai v'lai heichichai. You forgave him in your heart. You're not harboring any hatred in your heart, and you didn't give him any rebuke. That's pretty good, right? Look what he says here. Hareze midas chasidus. That's a pretty pious thing to do. Why? Because again, this person understands it only happened because Hashem wanted it to happen, right? If a person has the bitachon, he's not a stupid guy. This is not a stupid guy. He wouldn't say it's a midah of chasidus if this guy was just a nut job, right? Obviously, this guy is doing something special, right? He's doing it because they're calling him a chassid. He's a pious person, right? Why? Because he realizes that anything that happens to me is only happening because Hashem willed it to happen. You understand? Lo hikpida haTorah ela al hamas tema. The Torah is only makpid if the person harbors hatred in his heart, right? You're not allowed to harbor hatred, right? You're not allowed to harbor. But if you can forgive the guy, he said he forgave him in his heart. He forgave him. What?
So, what you mean? The Torah only mentioned rebuke lest a person bear a grudge. So if I bear a grudge,
if you cannot, okay, you only rebuke if you have hatred in your heart. You'll rebuke him so you can settle it. But if you don't, if you're totally okay that he wronged you, and you can forgive him without any rebuke, and you can forgive him in your heart. That's the point. You forgave him in your heart. That's the first thing he said. He forgave him in his heart. He has again, the heart. How do you like that? The heart again. See that? He forgave him in his heart, the feelings. That it means he doesn't even have a feeling of hatred.
the soul's feelings or my feelings?
Everything. He forgave everything. He has nothing, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't wrong him. Because the Torah only says the only way you're supposed to rebuke is if you're going to have hatred in your heart. But if you don't have hatred in your heart, then there's no point. Then you don't have to rebuke. You don't have to do anything. Just go on. And you call the chassid. Not call the fool, call the chassid. Because he realizes it's all me'ez Hashem.
Well, every night I say I forgive everybody.
Yeah, we say that.
You say that. I'm not always sure my heart gets it when I say it.
Well, you're supposed to make the heart understand what your heart, mind is saying, right?
I know, but I wouldn't get any sleep then if I...
Yeah, well. Okay. In other words, we'll continue this in Mitzvah Hashem. We'll do Yutes on Sunday in Mitzvah Hashem. I wish everyone have a wonderful Shabbos, and it's also Shabbos Mevorachim, right? Shabbos Mevorachim. Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, because we have
to have Rosh Chodesh on Chanukah, right?
Right.
We have to have Rosh Chodesh on Chanukah. That's why you say Chanukah Sameach, right? Because in the word Sameach you have Shabbos, Chodesh, and Milah, right?
Well, there's always Shkodesh and Chanukah.
There has to be, because again, those were the three things. So you have always a Shabbos on Chanukah, you have a Rosh Chodesh on Chanukah, and Chanukah, one of the reasons why Chanukah is 8 days, because that's the Yemei Milah. And that's why you have the thing, Chanukah has the 3 decrees that were against us in the actual Chanukah itself.
Tomorrow, if there's a baby born tomorrow, he's going to have all 3 things.
3 things, because I was bris on Chanukah.
Oh, I'm doing. I got a grandchild due.
Oh, Mitzvah Hashem?
Tomorrow.
Okay, all right, wonderful, everyone. Cold too.